presenting The School for Good and Evil, written by Soman Chinani. The book has 488 pages and it is edited by the Harper Editions. So I'm going to make you a little summary so you can enter this fantasy world a little better, because this book was an absolute favorite, okay? I read this book when I was like 10, maybe 10, 11, I don't remember, but around that age, and I didn't enjoy it. Like, I thought it was really bad. I didn't have the level of English I have now. Like, I was good at English, but I didn't understand every word, which made the reading like a little less enjoyable, because, you know, when you don't understand everything and it's a fantasy world where there's a lot of description, well, it's kind of boring. So I read it again for the Québec en Novembre challenge, and I absolutely loved it, people. It was so good, and this is such a big community for the book. There is a website where you can take the test on if you're on the School for Good or the School for Evil. There's a lot of quizzes on that site. There's a lot of things. There's role plays on that too. It's really cool. I didn't try them out yet, but I did the test for the school entering, and I'm in the School for Good, people. So I'm officially good. But yeah, and there's also this the sequel that's gonna go out, and it's Red School, that's called, and that's because they made a mix of the School for Good and Evil and Red Queen. So Soman Chinani, which wrote The School for Good and Evil, has paired up with Victoria Aveyard from Red Queen, and they made a series. Well, they're gonna make a series, but yeah, this series is gonna be a mix of the world of Red Queen and The School for Good and Evil. And this is such a good idea. Now, Red Queen, I have to read it again because I don't remember what happened in the book, and I never finished the series, but it's on my reading list, people, and I will do that. But I'm so excited for this because both are best-selling authors, which wrote like really cool books. So I'm really excited to see how it's gonna go and how Mare Barrow and Agatha and Sophie are gonna get along. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. So yeah, for the summary, well, Agatha and Sophie are best friends, and there's this legend in their village that there is someone who comes and kidnaps children of 12 and above every 4 years, and they bring them to the School for Good and Evil, where one goes to the School for Good and one goes to the School for Evil. Now, School for Good, you learn how to become a princess or a prince and to win your fairy tale and find true love, so you can have your happy ever after. But the School for Evil, you learn how to be a villain and how to find your nemesis and things like that. Now, Sophie is a good girl. She's so good. She's so generous, so kind. And Agatha, well, she's black-haired. She doesn't match with princesses, and she lives in a graveyard, and she likes black, and she hates magic, and she hates the fairy tales, and she doesn't believe that the schoolmaster comes and kidnaps people to bring them into a fairy tale. But Agatha and Sophie are kidnapped because Sophie, her biggest dream is to be selected in the School for Good, and she knows that if she's kidnapped, she's going to the School for Good. But now, here's what happens. Agatha and Sophie are getting kidnapped, but Sophie goes to the School for Evil, while Agatha goes to the School for Good. And they don't choose that, actually. It's just the schoolmaster who does that. So throughout the book, they're going to try to get to the right schools and learn how they can do that and get out of this big misunderstanding. Okay, so why I love this story is because it's a beautiful story about love, friendship, and kindness and evil, because this book teaches you that the line between good and bad is very, very thin. And not everything is black or white. Sometimes there's a gray part in between that most people don't see. And this was very, very interesting, along with the fantasy world, which is just described incredibly and makes you like travel. And honestly, I ship so much like some characters together. And it's a series of 6 books now. I have 3 of them. I'm waiting for the other 3. I want them for Christmas. So yeah, so I have the 3 books at home, and I am so excited to read them. Now, if you saw my video on my pile à lire du mois de décembre for the challenge I created myself, yes, it's Noël en lecture. So if you didn't see the video, it's linked up there. And I talked about how I made a mistake, because in Québec en novembre, I only put this book. I did not put the book 2 or book 3. So now I finished that book, and I had to continue with a book that seemed so much more boring because I didn't want to read that book. I wanted to read the sequel. So yeah, now if you're doing a challenge, friendly advice, put all the series together, you know, so you don't have to wait. But yeah, this was like an amazing book. I thought about it even when it was done. I really loved it. Yeah, so today's video was just to make you want to read The School for Good and Evil, because it was a personal favorite. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe to the channel to know when I post so you don't miss any videos. But yeah, this was a very, very big favorite of mine, and honestly, I'm glad that I read it again, because I did not have the same understanding at all. So if you have other books like that at first you absolutely hated, and then you reread them, and then you absolutely love them, give me a comment on that below, and I'll be happy to know which books made you think different. And if you have recommendations for me, don't hesitate, really write that down in the comment section. So I hope you liked today's video, and let's see each other in another one. Bye!